Here. Chris Green.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I think that was a superb speech from the honourable member, the member for Glasgow South. And something I'd like to pick up on that is that free movement is very important and economy is very important. I would say more so that it's free markets which has enabled people to move around the European Union and people then to go on holidays to the European Union. That really has broken down barriers. But I'd also, in terms of the military side of things, I'd say that NATO has been an incredibly important part of what has kept us together and what has brought us peace in our time. And I think in terms of the debate we're having now, there's a huge question of trust in our democracy. And if we get this wrong, it can damage our democracy. And I do believe part of the debate we've been having has been undermining our, or the recognition people have in our democracy. This wasn't an opinion poll that people were asked to participate in. This was an instruction from the country to leave the European Union. It has to be seen as an instruction. Now, there are different ways of interpreting that instruction, but I do wonder about some of the debate in the sense of, for example, people saying that the influences on the British people during the referendum campaign, Russia had a say, or people were ignorant, people weren't sufficiently informed. Some of that rhetoric is pretty disappointing. For me, my belief, my view, is for the vast majority of people, it's the lived experience within the European Union over a period of years, over a period of decades. That's what people were responding to. That's what people were voting on. As the European Economic Community, what people believe to be the common market has just been highlighted, the importance of free markets. We saw the EEC move to the EC to the EU, and now we're on the verge of creating a United States of Europe. We can see the External Action Service, we can see the diplomatic and foreign service side of the European Union, we can see the developing European Union military. We can see these things happening. We can see with ever greater union there's a track that the European Union is on. And it's a question whether we go quickly or we go slowly, that we recognise that we are on that track into ever greater union. So we have to decide whether we're on that track and continue or we leave. And the British people could see where we came from, where we are and where we're going. And the British people, I believe, having seen that clearly, chose to leave. Now, I believe that the withdrawal agreement will be defeated on Tuesday. I think there's overwhelming support in terms of opposition to the withdrawal agreement, not necessarily to say there's any particular support for any other solution. I am very concerned that this defeat will be seen as an opportunity to extend Article 50, when we know the European Union most effectively negotiates or draws conclusions towards the end, the last week, the last day, the last hour of a negotiation, or even to cancel Article 50, perhaps to have a fundamental renegotiation to go perhaps for a Norway option. We've been in this process for well over 2 years. Can we really tell the British people we ought to start again and seek a brand new option? I'm even more concerned about having a second referendum. I actually think the timescale for having a referenda is probably about 41 years in between. That's what President would suggest so far, 41 years in between referenda. And I would say on this, if the British people have given their instruction to Parliament, to politicians, if we disregard that vote saying you were ignorant, you didn't sorry, Mr. Speaker, that the people were ignorant or the people were not sufficiently well informed by their betters, I think that would be incredibly damaging in terms of our democracy, and we should not do that. Why would people bother to vote again if this vote has been so easily dismissed? Now, the question of people who demand another referendum, a good, well-informed referendum, when asked what question would you have, often no answer is forthcoming. But from what I can see, there would be three options. Remain would definitely be on the ballot paper, even though it was rejected decisively first time around. World Trade Organization rules would probably be on there, and the Prime Minister's withdrawal agreement would probably be on. And we can see the scenario where, in that referendum, the Brexit withdrawal agreement option could get 33% of the vote. Brexit WTO option could get 33% of the vote. Remain, the well-informed, conclusive decision in a Remain judgment could get 34% of the vote and so win that referendum. That referendum result would then be considered to be decisive. And we don't know what we're going to get if we go down the route of having an additional referendum where we will end up. And we ought to be very cautious about being so dismissive. I believe that we can unite the British people. Actually, I believe the British people's understanding of leave is fairly clear already. Most people would understand Brexit to mean taking back control of our money, our borders, our laws, and our trade. Most people also want more direct democracy, not in terms of referenda, but direct democracy in terms of voting for the Member of Parliament who makes the decisions.